Good evening, everybody. My name is Baso, and this is Adrian. So today's video is based on like if you sit in the office and type a lot, starting to get arthritis in your fingers or tendonitis in your elbow, golfer's elbow. So we're gonna go through a whole process of showing you how to do soft tissue massaging and then go into some static and dynamic stretches for your forearms and your wrists, and then we'll explain it what you need to do. So before we get started, make sure you get a clearance through your doctor saying it's okay to do these exercises. And then once you get the clearance, you can go ahead and start on them. Now, show everybody this is a lacrosse ball. You can order online through Walmart, through Amazon, about $5. Really good for soft tissue massaging to get the knots and actually help with the circulation. So we're going to do these for 3 minutes, and we're going to show you how we start and I'll work our way down. So the first 3 minutes is up underneath your arm, and you're going to do that for 3 minutes. Now, if you want a little bit more pressure, you can take your other hand and push down on it for more pressure. But depends on how tender it is. You may not be able to apply as much pressure as you want to, but you definitely want to get those knots out of any area underneath your arms and your forearm. So we're going to actually massage it from your wrist all the way up into your elbow. So every 30 seconds, we're going to move closer to your elbow. So it's 30 seconds, move down the ball length, and you're going to massage. And like I said, the real tender areas, you probably want to stay in that area a little bit longer, and you can use your opposite hand to push down and add a little bit more pressure. These are great to do when you get up in the morning before you go to work, even at work. You can pull it out, put it on the desk, and do some soft tissue massaging before you get started with the day or throughout the day at work. All right, move up another ball length. So that's been a minute now. Typically, we do about 3 minutes of these. So again, we just slowly working our way up to the elbow, soft tissue massaging with a lacrosse ball. So we do 30-second increments and just slowly move your way up. And then if you got any real tender areas, go back to that area like knots, go back to that area and work on it for a little bit longer. All right, move up a little bit more. There you go. So don't rush. Like I said, stick around and do it for about 3 minutes. You don't realize you're always using your forearms. Every time you close and open your fingers, you're using your forearms a lot. A lot of times you wear out your shoulders because you're not getting that relief. Because remember, if that tension that's in your shoulders, a lot of time is linked to the other tissues and ligaments that's attached to it. So it's great to do soft tissue with all the ligaments attached and going to your shoulders. So again, we'll do it for 3 minutes. Go ahead and move up to the elbow. Not quite on the elbow, but all right, yep, perfect. So it's been 2.5 minutes. We'll spend 30 seconds more getting that area. Fifteen more seconds. All right. Same arm. Let's do it on the back side. Typically on that one, we only do about a minute. If it's really tender, see how Adrian just kind of moving around trying to find the more tender areas. Now, if you need to spend a little bit longer than a minute, that's fine. You can spend a little longer than a minute. You want to do both sides the same way. So if you spend 3 minutes on one side and 1 minute on the other side, when you switch to the left arm, do the same thing, unless one side is a little bit more tender. So typically your more dominant hand sometimes usually be the more tender one. So just play it by ear, and when you do the soft tissue massage, figure out which one As you're doing the massage, you'll realize which one's tighter. And these can be done as frequent as you want. Like before work, bring it to work, after work, before you go to bed. Good job. That's 6. All right. Now we're going to actually do the static stretch. You're going to stand up with your forearms. We're going to do a side view from it. And you see Adrian's arm. We're going to hold it for 60 seconds. She's a little bit past 90. You want to get it to where you're about 12 degrees or further when you're doing these. So let me demonstrate. She's going to do a static hold. So where the stick is at, that's 90 degrees from it. You see her wrist is a little bit past the 90 degrees. The further that way you go, the better. You're actually stretching those forearms. If you try this at home, most people, first time they're doing it, they're at 90 degrees. They can't get any bend. So these are great to do. And you can do them as often as you want as well. So we're going to hold it for 60 seconds. After the 60, you're going to give me 30 dynamics. And 8 seconds to go. All right, let's go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And try not to lift your forearms off the seat. 30. All right, now you put it side to side. You can move it up a little bit. Yeah, that's perfect right there. Now the next dynamic one, and I'll come to the front so you can see the front angle. And you're going to give me circles. So 15 one way and 15 another way. If it's really tight, go ahead and do about 25 reps each direction. Adrian's been practicing doing these. Now, what it was about a year ago when I used to get on you and doing it, she was really stiff. So you definitely want to do these. And the more mobile your wrist becomes, you don't have to do these as often, but definitely work on it until you get real mobile with it. So she's doing complete circles. She's doing 15 one direction, and she's going to come around and do 15 the other direction. Good job, Adrian. So again, you can do these as frequent as you would like. And these, for anybody, you don't necessarily have to work in the office. This works for everybody, but you definitely want to do it if you're sitting in the office. Go ahead and sit down. Now, if you do have tendonitis and you're working from a desk and you have a tendency of putting your elbows on the desk, get you a towel and fold it up and put your arm on a towel. So especially if you're using that one arm to use the mouse a lot. So if she had a mouse, we'll pretend this is the mouse. And she got the mouse and she's moving it side to side. A lot of times you end up creating tendonitis in the elbow because you're always leaning forward and you're putting that pressure on your elbow. So to relieve that pressure, you can use a towel if you have to. Another way is, we'll pretend this is the laptop. Bring the laptop all the way to the edge of your desk and put your arms and stuff to the side. You see how Adrian is typing like that? So don't put your elbow on an armrest or don't put it on the table. Get in there. See, you put it on the table, you're going to put more tendonitis. So same thing on the armrest. So pretend this is an armrest. My arms are armrests. You want to do that. You want to actually put put the towel on the armrest, and there you go, just like that. So anything that can help the elbow out and you don't want to put pressure on the elbow, just bring a towel to work, pretty decent sized towel, and fold it up and put your elbow on it. So those are some tips that you can do, especially in the office, especially if you're starting to feel a little tendonitis in your elbow. That's perfect to bring to work with you and do it. Now, eventually you want to get away from trying to put your elbow. You want to do how she demonstrated early. Pull the laptop closer, keyboard close all the way to the edge, and type with your arms loose. And that's the perfect way. And that'll actually keep your back straight too, versus leaning forward and then causing rounded shoulders, fatiguing your back and your neck. So if you can pull it closer, that'll be better for your posture. So thank you, Adrian. If y'all have any questions, leave us a comment and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thank y'all. Have a good evening.